Can we beat Blastapopoulos by using only the worst towers against him? So Ninja Kiwi has given Blastapopoulos some very interesting properties. The first one is the fact that he's a purple bloon, which you guys probably already knew, but also using these projectiles that are weak versus purple bloons actually fill up Blastapopoulos' heat bar a lot faster than normal. Now on top of this, if you use a lot of projectiles, like for example maybe a tag zone which shoots I think 32 projectiles at the same time, or maybe something like a bunch of druids, that is gonna fill up the heat bar even faster. So the question is, if we use the worst towers versus Blastapopoulos, can you still beat the boss? So we're playing a boss event that has a little bit more restrictions than usual. We can only choose between 6 heroes, and I thought Sada is the best out of all of them. Let me just get things going with these farms. So I'm gonna have a 2-0-0 farm like this. Would have loved to have Benji obviously to speed up everything, but it is what it is. So let's have the second farm, I think somewhere around here, because I think I found the spot. So if you have a village like this, you're gonna be able to fit 5 farms into the range of a discount village, which is a lot, and it's actually kind of cool. So let's try and get the placements onto these guys right. Let me just check first if we have the village placement right. Then if I place all the other farms right, yes, there we go. So this is the village placement that I was talking about. So we have the village like this. We can have a farm here at the top and then one more at the bottom, I'm pretty sure, and all of them are going to be in the range of a discount. So let's go like this first. All right, it's around 35 and we have to start getting ready for some other shenanigans that I want to do. So we can also get like this bottom path boat in the range of the discount village. So I'm going to start by doing that. I want to get the favorite trades boat, and what we're about to do is we're going to sell a bunch of these farms in the range of the favorite trades boat, and then we're going to buy a Minneapolis, which we haven't seen in a very long time, but yeah, we have to do this. And then let's go like this. So let me sell all of these marketplaces, get one more discount. I'm not gonna push it with the discounts too much, so let's create the Minneapolis first, just like this, and then let's go into buying a bunch. I think I'm gonna start here from the top, so let's go into buying a lot more marketplaces now as well. All right, so here's what we're gonna do for the first tier. I think I'm gonna be buying, I know that this, like, we're around 41 and I'm still buying farms, but I think we can get away with buying just one more farm, and then I want to sell this village. And here's what I want to do. We mentioned that Blastapopoulos loves you using projectiles, because the more projectiles that you use, the more he's gonna fill up his heat bar. So because we wanted to test the limits of Blastapopoulos, I'm gonna use a spike factory. And actually, I'm not even gonna stop at 1. I think we're probably gonna can I fit this one? Let me, if I buy the bigger radius, because I want to be buying these things in the range of the discount, because the mortar is actually an expensive upgrade. So if I have this one like this, it's gonna be a 2000. Yeah, this is a nice discount actually. We have the first spike storm ready, so let me just use it, and let's, oh, you guys see the heat bar? It's actually kind of filling up, but at the same time it's kind of chilling down by itself. So not too concerned with only one spike ability. Let's get the second one going. And actually, while we're at it, we should be thinking about a couple more things. So the way that Blastapopoulos works, by the way, is he throws 3 meteors which stun your closest, your farthest, and then your most expensive tower, and we can play around that a little bit. So let me just have like a dark monkey here on the right side, so this guy is always taking 1 projectile. Let's try to have a dark monkey like here, so that I think the dark monkey should be about here, so that Solid doesn't tank these meteors. Okay, so we have an ability ready. Let me use the other spike storm as well. Let's see what we do. It didn't do that much damage, I think, but we have a second one. Okay, so let's use the other one as well. Oh, look at the heat bar. Okay, so we fill the heat bar, we trigger the skull, but I don't think it matters, guys. I don't think that we are suffering from anything so far, because we're using so many projectiles. In fact, I think that we can just keep farming. So let me just go for a top bat farm, which we're going to be overclocking. We haven't even been able to fill the heat bar even once, but for the tier 2, it's going to get a little bit more interesting actually, because I want to be using like stuff like a bunch of druids and sun avatars which have a plasma tag themselves. So it's going to get fun, but let's just deal with this one first. So let me use Solid's ability, by the way. And Blastapopoulos is walking in onto the normal attacks of our spikes. Okay, so we do have an ability, so let's wait out for this skull to proc. We're gonna trigger the skull, and then we are gonna use the abilities as well. So let's see if we can trigger the heat bar actually. So I think the meteors is still there. I don't think that we're gonna mind too much. You know what, let's actually wait for the no, we shouldn't wait for a second ability. That's way too far off. Okay, so let's use the ability that we have, and let's see if we can trigger the heat bar. We cannot, guys. This is like one last ability, and I think this one should do it. Yes, there we go. So that was the tier 1 elite, and we used a bunch of spikes and it doesn't matter. So let's try and amp up our efforts a little bit. So what are we doing before the next one? I think, can we feed the farm here, by the way? Oh, we were able to feed the farm, but we're no longer. Okay, so let's go for a bunch of central markets then, and it's round 59, and take a look at ourselves. So I was able to buy a bunch of these druids, and I think that this one right here is going to be the avatar rat. He's in the range of the village. Let's get the jungle drums, and guys, we are going to be buying a bunch of projectiles. By the way, we're not stopping at the avatar rat for this tier. So in comes the tier 2. All right, so first things first, something I'm noticing is that these druids are charging up the heat bar like crazy. Oh my god, I was gonna be buying like sun avatars as well, but these druids seem to be filling this thing up pretty quickly by themselves. Okay, so let's go like this. Let's actually make our sun avatar promise happen. Let's just use a bunch of these super bad attacks versus Blastapopoulos and see what's gonna happen. So I'm gonna have a sun avatar like that, and then I want to be fitting in like at least one more sun avatar. Like what's this dark monkey doing? I think, wait, why did I play this guy? Oh, this one is the projectile one. Okay, yeah, let's sell the dark monkey and let me try and have one more of these guys, and then probably just give them something like like an alchemist to buff them a little bit, and let's see how much damage we can actually do to ourselves by doing this, because this is the absolute worst thing that you can do versus Blastapopoulos. You're lucky. Oh my god, that heat bar is filling up. Alright, that's insane. Okay, so note to self, there's actually a limit to how many of these plasma projectiles and like a bunch of projectiles you can use versus Blastapopoulos. Or is there? I don't know, like this seems pretty crazy to me, but the thing is, this guy is not attacking. Our best guy is not attacking. I mean, he is getting some attacks now, and the damage is kind of skyrocketing, but the problem is that Blastapopoulos reduces the range of all of our guys, so yeah, we might want to sell this guy and actually make one of these guys like the main druid. I don't know, but you know what, we're actually doing a great job, even though we're activating the stun like constantly. We are doing a great job so far. Like this guy's at half HP, believe it or not. Oh my god, this is no way. Like, are we actually gonna beat it like this? You know what, I know that what we're doing is wrong, but I actually just kind of want to leave it and see what happens. Like, this is terrible. You shouldn't be doing this, but we should probably leave these guys. Oh my god, look at the heat bar go. Yeah, this is insane. This is just straight up dumb. You shouldn't be doing this. So thankfully he doesn't summon rocks whenever you fill up the heat bar. It's only the skulls, but this is just annoying as it is. Yeah, alright, so this is, I guess there's a limit, guys, to how many magic or plasma attacks you should be doing to this boss. Okay, so let's actually get the farming going. I want to get this thing as the banana central, and I actually saw some people do some shenanigans with this thing, as in they are having 2 overclocks instead of 1. Now I don't exactly know if this is worth it, but let's give it a try. Anyways, I think that we're gonna beat the boss, by the way. So was this like the 20th overheat or something like that during this run, and we actually do get it done, which is kind of ridiculous, but at the same time, like, this is not gonna work in a more difficult map for sure with more modifiers, but it's just so funny to see it work. So we actually did the worst possible setup and we actually beat the boss. Alright, so let's sell all these farms. Did I say farms? I meant towers. Yeah, so let's sell all of these other towers and let's see how we're doing with the overclock and with everything. So both of these guys are overclocked, so one of them is hooked up, and let's see what's happening. So do we not have the cooldown? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we get the cooldown. Let's get a second tech pot, and then let's just get the farming going, guys, because we're very much behind as opposed to where we could have been at this point of the game. Alright, so for a third tier, I want to buy a temple, so let's build it first. So let's call like this. We're going to be sacrificing a couple of these farms. That's going to be our support sacrifices, so let's call like this, sell some of them because we can actually get some money back. I have the Moab Dom like this, and then we're probably going to be doing something like this, right? The total transformation, that should be in range. Yeah, there we go. So let's buy the support temple. I think we did a good job. Actually, I think we got the good sacrifices. Alright, let's get this thing going. So first off, the thing with this temple specifically is that this temple's attack type changes, I think, to normal. So what that means is that this thing doesn't work like a sun avatar, I don't think. Let's actually see the tank the boss and see if I'm correct about this thing. I'm gonna keep this thing as a temple only, by the way, so I don't mind buying the range upgrades now. And yes, look at this thing. So it is barely filling up the heat bar, which means that this thing is not being treated as an attack that's bad versus purples. But now the thing is, these small sun avatars it spawns, they actually are. So let's overclock this guy and let's get the show back on the road, guys. Let me just get some jungle jumps, and I think we should be fine by just having like an overclock and like this homeland defense. Yeah, it should be about fine. Seems like I can get a farm going actually over here, so I might as well do that. So let's get a farm going and let's see how this is gonna work out. So we're spawning some small sun avatars which are doing a lot of the overheating. So in a way, it's kind of similar to the tier 2. So the temple is doing the main damage, which actually, I don't think I mentioned this, but this temple did get a lot of buffs in the previous update. So it's kind of nice to test it versus the tier 3 as well. But look at this thing, guys. We are filling this heat bar like there's no tomorrow. It's actually crazy. And you know what? We haven't even gotten to use the homeland defense even once, and we're gonna trigger. It's gonna come off cooldown. We're gonna trigger a skull. Okay, so let's use it. Let's actually get our first activation going. We're gonna get a stun onto the temple. Is it gonna matter though? I don't think it's gonna matter, guys. Yeah, so the stun temple can probably defeat this boss, and then do we like try and chill down the boss by doing something like, I don't know, like maybe a super build, because super build is gonna be really nice actually. So let's have it like this. Let's have a 5-2. I should have went for the bomb crossbow actually. That's my bad. But let's see if the super build is gonna do. And no, it's not doing anything. Oh my god, super build is attacking, and look at the heat bar. It's just going up, and no, these ice towers, man, they don't do anything to chill down the boss. But at the same time, we are using, you know, the worst possible strategy versus Blastapopoulos. There goes under a heat bar, by the way, and we are succeeding, it seems like. Okay, so let's try and get a couple of homelands off, because the HP is not even halfway there, and that's a little bit concerning because it's around 88. Alright, on our round of abilities, we do get both our our overclock and the homeland finally, so let's abuse both of them. And yeah, this is the reason why we maybe should have went for the bottom crossmat. Actually, we're probably gonna have to move it anyways because the damage is not enough, but at least it is gonna be enough. But it's gonna take us a while with this temple, right? So let's can I find a spot? Yes, there we go. Okay, so let's not make the same mistake. Let's go for a 501 super build this time. There we go. All right, so how's everything looking? We are looking like we're gonna defeat this boss. I mean, the heat bar is going up and down, but it doesn't seem to matter. And the fact that we got the middle crosspath onto this sun temple, it just means that this range reduction is not exactly doing that much versus us, like in this specific event. And it looks like we absolutely have this thing, although it's round 95 and the next one is about to appear, and our farming is really not doing that well. So yeah, we should have been buying a couple of farms, but I don't mind, guys. I'm just watching the show at this point. I think we're gonna have enough money for a tier 5 as well. This is about the end. Can we get at least one more homeland off? I don't think it's gonna happen. It's gonna trigger the heat bar before. It's gonna trigger it on 18,000 HP, but that's completely fine. So the temple should pick it up. And yes, okay, so after this we need to take care of our farming because it's around 96. So there goes the tier 3. And yes, let me just pause the game for a second and let's just kind of fix our farming before we go on to the next one. All right, so let me get the Monkeypolis. That was a big Monkeypolis. We got a little bit cheaper because of our temples. That's really nice, but let's actually just start placing down these farms because this is round 90. Yes, it's round 98. We need to hurry up, guys, for the next year. So here's what we're gonna be doing. Let's place a couple of farms. By the way, I disconnected both of these overclocks, so we should be getting those back pretty soonish. Let me just keep placing these farms just like that. So it's gonna be a bunch of 420 farms as well. All right, and we're back at round 99, and we are in a pickle because, well, there is a max monkey limit onto this boss event. So even though we're trying to make things a lot more difficult for us, it is like it's kind of, you know, becoming a little bit tricky as Ninja Kiwi is getting more comfortable with these events. So because there's a limit of 25 towers, that means that, well, we cannot place as many sacrificial boomerangs so we can get a high degree on our boomerang paragon. So that means that we're gonna have to save up cash and then invest the cash back. So yeah, let's wait a couple of rounds. Let's make the cash back. Actually, let's place a couple of banana farmers because we're missing out on a lot of these crates, it seems like. By the way, you guys might have noticed that I have kept the temple. So the temple has actually been really nice to us. It's made $144,000 in addition to a bunch of discounts that it's just been giving us throughout this entire farming thingy. But we do have the small avatars kind of interfering with what we're about to do. So yeah, let's just keep the temple just for that reason alone. So let's save a little bit of cash. The upgrade is 250, so let's I think we just put all the cash that we have into this thing, right? Let me just see what degree we get. It's 40. Oh, it's 40. Yeah, that's gonna be a huge degree, but the thing is, its range is gonna get reduced by a lot. I think the placement is good though. I think we should be good to go, and I think the damage is gonna be more than enough. And let's actually get some damage amplification going because, well, we are a little bit late with this entire boss thing. If I can find the spot, I don't think I'm finding the spot actually, guys. But on a more serious note, the thing that we're doing with the heat bar, I don't think that we can overheat the boss anymore, as funny as it sounds, because there's a certain point where this heat threshold just it becomes a lot more difficult to fill up the higher you go with the tiers. And the main way that you actually fill up the heat bar is through proccing the skulls and not through attacks. So we have reached that point, and I think, you know, maybe it's even gonna be a good idea to get rid of this temple and just invest the money into something else. We're gonna get about 94,000 back. That's exactly not the best invest. Maybe we sell it before the tier 5, but for now we are doing very well, it seems like. Oh, we might have a little bit of an issue. Did I misspoke? Because this boomer is not attacking the boss. It is just outside of the range. Please just take care of it. It's round 118, guys. No, there's no way it ends like this, right? Round 119. Get a couple of attacks in. I think we're clearing. Oh my god, we're clearing this one out as soon as the next one is about to appear. And oh, that's ridiculous. Round 119. Look at the top, guys. Alright, so this is it. Round 120. Tier 5 is about to appear, and we just defeated the tier 4, and it was kind of barely because it escaped out the range of our boomerang paragon. So that being said, let's bring out the big guns. We need every single dollar that we can get. So first off, favorite trades. Let's start selling a bunch of these towers that we have on the sides, and let's see how much money we're gonna end up with after we sell all of them. I'm gonna be honest, this is not looking good. We have 1.7 million. Goliath is 900k, and we can only afford to put about this much, I'm pretty sure, because we need some damage amplifiers. So yeah, our early game farming is coming to bite us. Let's see what degree we get on this guy. Was 35, I think it was. Yes, is 35 gonna be enough? I'm not exactly sure. Let me get a super brill like this. Let's get this guy as well. And guys, can we even, oh, let me just try and do the glue. Oh yes, we have the one for the glue storm perfectly. All right, so this is pretty much as close as it gets. So are these two Paragons gonna be able to defeat the tier 5 boss? No room for shenanigans anymore. It is just a straight up battle versus the tier 5. The Goliath is amazing. This is a very long map, but I don't know, guys. Hope this thing works. Let's use an ability, and this ability is scratching it, and the fact that these cooldowns that get extended a little bit, that's so annoying as well. But do we have this thing, guys? I don't know. The boomerang is attacking, and once the boss leaves the boomerang's range, that's when the problems arise. So we need to be dealing as much damage as possible right now. Let's also move the super build. So let's sell. Actually, let's keep that guy and let's rebuy the super build. Go like this as a 501. Use the glue storm ability, and then we can do some shenanigans with the placement of the bombardment ability. So let's keep it like that. Use it again, and how are we looking? It is actually not even looking that bad, I'm gonna be honest. So we've been trying to overwhelm the heat bar, and it's just not going up. As you guys can see, we are attacking with a million projectiles, but at a certain point it just stops mattering with this boss, and we've reached that point. It no longer matters. So the only thing that you need for tier 5 is just a lot of damage, and if you have the damage, you're gonna be fine. Round 135, this is the last call. This boss is such a nail biter, and this, yeah, it's out of range of the Boomerang Paragon. I think we can just keep it. I mean, the special attack's probably doing like what, like 500 damage or something like that, but this is all on the Goliath. Round 136, let me just move the bombardment ability like this for one last time. Keep using everything. Oh, let's move the super build. I kind of forgot about those guys. Let's use the bombardment ability. It's super close, guys. 2 million HP remaining. This is all on the Goliath. This is crazy how close it is, but if we get this done, this is probably gonna be one of the most ridiculous boss events that we've done in recent memory. 138, 400, 300,000 HP. Yes, we got it. We even have the ability, so let's finish it with the ace ability, and yes, there we go. We get it done. Round 138, and we actually used like all the worst possible attacks versus Blastapopoulos, and we did it. We barely did it, but we actually did, and that was super fun. But that's gonna be it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'm gonna see you all in the next one.